Masculinity does not exist without discipline and self-control. I used to watch porn. I used to do drugs. I used to drink alcohol, but I've given up all of this. I'm Sebastian, your addiction recovery coach. And if you want to know how to have more discipline and more self-control, watch this video till the end. First, we have to talk about why discipline and more importantly, self-control matter for masculine. You have to understand qualities of a masculine man are assertiveness, are leadership, are impulse control, or to put it lightly, self-control. If you are controlled by addiction, by compulsive behavior, it will be hard for you to be consistent, to have focus and discipline that would lead you to your goals, lead you to your mission, to be able to be on your path of authenticity, or even to answer the call to adventure. For those of you who have read Joseph Campbell, it is close to impossible without discipline and self-control. And that is why to be a masculine man, you need a certain level of discipline. You need a certain level of self-control. Control over the impulses where our modern society is pushing us to be completely restless and distracted at all times. For many years, I was drinking and doing some drugs. I was not really doing more than smoking weed, but at one point I was drinking and smoking weed at the same time, which was quite an explosive cocktail, so to speak. And obviously, I mentioned porn, and that I was doing for decades. But I went to a meditation center when I was 20, when I was 19, and I stayed there for 3 months in Thailand. And I was meditating 12 plus hours a day. I was not allowed to touch myself. I was not allowed to listen to music, to watch movies, to have a computer, to have a phone, to read. I was not even allowed to talk to anybody except for the chief monk to report everything. So I had no other choice than to meditate 12 plus hours a day. I was eating in the morning, meditating and sleeping. That's all. And after those 3 months, those beautiful 3 months, I gave up alcohol and drugs automatically and organically because meditation increased the prefrontal cortex, which is in charge of impulse control and in charge of making wise decision. And I had more gray matter from meditation because I went there at such a young age. My brain was very malleable. Now, fast forward to 10 years later, I decided to give up on. Yes, it took me a while to decide. Alcohol and drugs was rather easy because it was very automatic and organic. However, porn took much longer. It took me a decade more to have the intention to give up porn. But through meditating, through relapsing and understanding myself and understanding how to go deeper in meditation and deeper in letting go and relaxing my body and dealing with those urges, I finally managed to give up. So now you probably want to know how to be more disciplined. In my humble opinion, you have to incorporate things that will make you more disciplined and more focused over time. I strongly believe that every man should do two things in their life as a base, as a structural base. Those two things are meditation and working out. When you do those things, you have a healthy mind in a healthy body. Because think about it. When you do meditation and you work out, you have two diets, a mental diet and a diet for your body to sustain, to build muscle. So you will be disciplined in and of itself. Now, it does not mean that you will be automatically disciplined when you begin. But when you start, you get better and better and better with meditation and with working out. You start learning how to build muscle. You start learning how to relax your body. You start learning how to be consistent. to slowly but definitely surely incorporate those two things in your life. There's no need to have pressure. If you've never been to the gym, if you have never meditated, start slow. I have videos on how to meditate in this channel. You will see it's very easy. So instead of putting pressure on you, you start slowly but surely. If you've never been to the gym, go to the gym for 5 minutes. Just walk to the gym. Get used to going to the gym. I know some people have problems just being in the gym. So deal with this with slow, gradual exposure. Walk to the gym. Then next time, join the gym. Next time, stay 10 minutes. Next time, start lifting some weight. You don't even need a program. Don't be overwhelmed by it. When you do it gradually, you will get used to it. You will gain familiarity with exposure, with slow, gradual exposure. Same for meditation. Just meditate a couple of minutes once you know how to meditate. And you will see over time, you will not be overwhelmed because you don't put so much pressure on it. And after a while, when you have those two things, you will be more disciplined. You will be more focused. And this will happen as a byproduct of slowly but surely doing meditation and discipline and weightlifting. After a while, you realize that you are much more disciplined, much more focused, and have mental clarity and a healthy body. And what will happen, generally speaking, with those two tools, those two amazing tools, you will slowly become more authentic with yourself and find out what is your purpose, what you really want out of this life. And interestingly enough, once you've found what you really want, once you go towards finding what you really want, once you go towards doing things that you love, you will get even more clarity, more focus, more discipline, and even more productive. You will have an ability to be more consistent. And that is how, in my humble opinion, you become a more disciplined, consistent, and focused person. Therefore, a more masculine man. Thank you so much for listening. I'm Sebastien, your addiction recovery coach, and I'm here to help those of you give up on desexualize your mind and other addictive compulsion behavior. Links in the description below. Links at the description box below. And I'm very